Hey guys, it's Liam here from Physique Club and Amelia's joining me for my push workout today. It's push 3 today, a heavily shoulder focused workout. We're training at Physique Club. This is the best gym in Paran. We love it here. Let's get to it. So we're starting off with the new tech lateral raise machine. Absolutely love this machine. 15 reps, 10 to 15 reps. We're gonna hit it hard. It's on 30.
Deleted all who repeat it, seceded to where I'm needed. Believe it like when you see it, I mean it. The prophet Jesus, pleading for all the seasons and reasons you take for granted, demanding the life you lead.
I absolutely love this machine and there's a few reasons why. It's fully adjustable. The platform is fully adjustable, so it doesn't matter how tall or short you are, you can make it work. Second of all, if you have a look here, there's handles here that allow you to hold the handle or not hold it, so you're not utilizing a lot of the forearm. This is a really cool feature because sometimes I find when I'm doing heavy lateral raises or certain movements that involve the back and pulling, my forearms fatigue first before the actual muscle does. And we want to make sure that the load, or we are initiating the movement from the shoulder. One of the other really cool features that I like about this is that it's fully adjustable, so you can change the range of motion, and I really like that. Change it to a unilateral movement. We can use our hand to stabilize, so it's very stable, and we can change the range of motion. The machine differs a little bit from dumbbells, where the dumbbell is the hardest at the top. This is now hardest in the mid-lengthened position. So we really love it here. I've used a couple of these machines before and there's some good ones out on the market, but I feel like this is the best. My shoulders just absolutely get destroyed on this machine. And yeah, I always try and hold the handle like this. I'm not actually trying to hold on to the actual handle. 15, come on.
Battlefield. Me and my soldiers go against all odds. We on a battlefield. It's do or die, only the strong survive. We on a battlefield. Me and my soldiers go against all odds. We on a battlefield. It's do or die, only the strong survive.
How they starting the war but can't finish it. It's hard enough.
Okay, so as you've just seen there, Amelia hit that set to absolute failure, right? As she started to go on, her range got less and less. On our last round, what we're gonna do is now we're gonna grab something a little bit lighter. We're gonna do our set of heavy lateral raises, and then we're gonna come into top half range only lateral raises with dumbbells. So we're just gonna start from here, very lightweight, and we're just gonna work the top half only. Only when we hit fatigue in our standing lateral raise. We're gonna come in, just finish them off with this.
Poor conditioning, spoiler, the three of us stand like King Ghidorah, towering over the island. There's no way you could ignore us. Glance down at mere mortals with no morals, eyes filling up with sorrow as they look back, staring sheer horror. Fear only breeds losses, that's why we win often. These cowards ain't bosses, make a living in the office. I'm livid, gon' make me lift the lid, dump them in the coffin. Turn back to the old Mars, the god of war, marching, stomping the pavement for payment while they hurt.
Whew. Damn. All right, so Amelia's got her last set. Yes, Amelia, let's go. Push it hard, push it hard. Come on, keep going, keep working. Squeeze, a little bit higher. Push. Drive the elbows up, And straight into dumbbells. Start with the 4s, you go to the 2s. Push them out. Yes, 1. Nice. Whoo-wee. There we go.
Oh, my arms are dead.
This is the best thing about having your own gym. You can just murder each other on the gym floor. That's it, done. Alrighty, beautiful set there, Amelia. It gets worse though. We are going into shoulder press. The aim with the shoulder press is we don't want to have our elbows too far back because it's just a lot of pressure on the rotator cuff and the shoulders. We want to stay in this position, upright almost. So my range is about here. And I want to try and keep my wrists in line with my elbows on most of my pressing movements. 2.
Battlefield. Me and my soldiers go against all odds. We on a battlefield. It's do or die, only the
you guys a little gym update. We are waiting on the new tech high row. It was meant to be here now, but it's been delayed. We have a chest supported row coming as well, which is pin loaded by new tech. It's really, really cool. It's got an adjustable chest support, so you can do more lat focused stuff or more upper back focus, depending on which way you lean. We have a seated leg curl coming, the glute builder pendulum kickback. Do we have anything else?
That's it for now.
We might be getting a preacher curl. Don't tell Amelia, all right? We might be getting a preacher curl.
Where are we going to keep that?
So we have our open day coming up, which we're really excited about. On the 13th, we have a couple of live DJs playing here. Physique Club, we are a club after all. Disco ball, we need to have some DJs playing. We've got lots of events for our members. And it's been quite an enjoyable 6 months here, hasn't it? 6 months or 7 months?
Oh, fast. April. Whatever that is.
Alrighty, I'm in my second set here.
It's do or die, only the strong survive. We on a battlefield. Me and my soldiers go against all odds. We on a
The work that we put into, open up, it was a lot of work, a lot of late nights. I feel like there's still always a lot of work to do, but right now I'm just absolutely loving training, feeling good. And I think it's because literally the stress and the decisions, mental fatigue of opening up the gym, where we're, creating this path that we haven't done before, and we had to find our own way to, pick the pieces of equipment, go through the council, do all these tasks that we haven't done before. To get there was quite challenging. And when things come up like that, often you feel like there's someone pushing you back towards your training. Maybe you're more likely to not follow your nutrition as much. When you are under a lot of stress like that, it is important to keep going, keep doing the best that you can, keep relying on those anchors that get you down, because you will get over that and you will be able to keep pushing forward. Right now, I'm just absolutely loving my training. We've got this beautiful place and I'm reaping the rewards. I'm feeling good, I'm looking good, it's awesome. My biggest advice to those that are starting out on this journey is to find those things that they can anchor to their life to decrease decision fatigue, mental fatigue, stress. So for me, it's really big on my sleep-wake cycle, my meal timings throughout the day, structured, and my training time. And my training time is the number one. When I stick to that training time, I find that my meals are pretty structured. My sleep's pretty structured. When I start to lose that training, my meals go a little bit out the window. I might start staying up a bit later. I might start sleeping in a little bit more. And then all before I know it, the habits that got me to where I am now are kind of lacking. And I feel like this is the biggest thing for most people. I feel like if you stick to that structure and you really, really work hard and you keep showing up for yourself, the results will come no matter what. But find your anchors. Keep it going.
for every verse, it's like prom night. They on my punchlines, a war going on outside. No man is safe from. They wait for opportunities, I'd rather take them. Others conform to the labels, I'd rather conflict. They wanna sit at the table, I'd rather John Wick. Look a liar right in the face and I take them on. My baby steps will break any pavement you think that's made this strong.
So one of the big things that we preach here and we try and teach all our clients to walk through the doors is about the pillars of health. And really the base habits, like Liam was saying, to anchor into that of sleep. So sleep is one of the biggest pillars of health. We need to make sure that we're nailing our sleep routines to feel our best. And then the second one is obviously movement. So coming in here, training, making sure you're hitting that general movement throughout the day, hitting a step target. We've got nutrition as well, which is so important. And often if you're, doing all the right things with your training, but, maybe you're under eating protein or you're not getting enough calories in, you're under eating for long periods of time, this is where the body composition results just aren't going to show. So we really preach and make sure our clients are educated around, what their calories should look like, what their protein intake should look like, and how pre and post workout nutrition really will start benefiting them in terms of getting the body composition results that they're after.
I'd rather conflict. They wanna sit at the table, I'd rather John Wick. Look a liar right in the face and I take them on. My baby steps will break any pavement you think that's made this strong. My competition.
We have done shoulder press. Shoulders are feeling destroyed. Also, heavily dominant on the triceps. The triceps get an absolute beating with shoulder press, especially in that bottom range. We're now moving into the flat press, okay? Poor Amelia is gonna get absolutely destroyed here. Doesn't do a lot of chest, Amelia. And after that, I'm gonna go to pec flies and Amelia's gonna go to seated row. All right, we're just making a little adjustment there per program. So I think it's a very important thing to look at when looking at people like famous people like Barack Obama. He only wore 2 suits. Steve Jobs only had the same shirt. Like a lot of these people, they are doing this for one reason, and that is one, they're not wasting time on small decisions, blocking their like brain power to do other things. They're utilizing their brain to focus on what's important to them. So if I'm mucking around with all these little decisions and wasting time with all this little stuff, the important stuff that I need to make decisions on, like for me, nutrition, training, clients, goes out the window because I've done so much, I've pretty much pre-exhausted myself and my willpower, right? So I sort of like with muscles and training, right? If I do pre-fatigue or post-fatigue, it's going to be a different result, right? The brain works in a similar way. Willpower, it's tough. Again, wrists above elbows or elbows straight under forearms. I don't want to see any of this happening. I don't want to see any of this happening. So one thing that I always see with bench pressing and machine pressing especially is this gap here of 45 degrees is what we actually want. We don't want to be up here. We want to be in between here, about this position. This is where it's optimal for the pec, not the shoulder. The more we come up, the more we start to use our shoulder. So a lot of the decline pressing machines and some of the incline pressing machines always end up in the wrong position, and it actually doesn't utilize much chest work as well. I'm always looking to be here, or the bar path to be here, right? As soon as I start to move my hands up a little bit, look at the arm path change, and now heavily trap and shoulder dominant. So Amelia, go. Close grip press, yes, here we go. And again, forearm, elbow, wrist, always in alignment. Nice, press hard, press hard. Yeah, this is where I'll get her. She doesn't train chest that much. Machine, come on, come on. Nice.
Get played out like a play zone. Sawed off on the battlefield, but his big love call me phase on. Ray guns with the phase on. What you howling at? Get your face gone. I don't make up, girl, I make songs. Barry Allen, I don't take long. Unless you really trying to take long with the drag in like she Jake Long. Bring her back till we break dawn.
Always look to have this nice arch through here, especially on the bench press. It's vital. Obviously the machine press is a little bit more stable than the barbell, so foot placement can be a little bit different, but the basic principles are still the same. Nice. You'll start to see some of our amazing transformations coming out soon. We've just had an amazing photo shoot with a lot of the girls. Unbelievable shoot, unbelievable vibes. It was really, really cool. And some of these guys and girls are on a mission. We've got 3 or 4 people coming up that have dropped over 20 kilos now, which is massive. So congratulations to them. You'll see them on Instagram soon. And it's a pretty big achievement, like 20 kilos. It's a lot of weight. So stay tuned for them. They're coming on Instagram soon. Some of them have already made it on Instagram. Righty, I'm gonna hit 3 sets of cable pec flies, 2 second squeeze. I'm using the CAS handles, thick grip handles. Where possible, I always try and use thick grip handles, especially with pulling movements or arm movements like bicep curls, because a lot of the time when you see people do bicep curls, they're doing all this kind of crazy stuff and their forearms just absolutely gas out. With the cone-shaped piece, it actually suits your general grip strength. So this is where you're actually strongest. The hand actually goes that way. So every gym, I think, needs these. These are great grips. The connection is 10 times better with the CAS handles. We have the medium and the 2 sizes here, extra large and the bigger size. Alrighty, Amelia's got lat-focused seated row. I've got some pec flies.
Conform to the labels, I'd rather conflict. They wanna see at the table, I'd rather John Wick. Look a liar right in the face and I take them on. My baby steps will break any pavement you think that's made this strong.
So I'm just trying to use the elbows to squeeze the pecs inwards. I want to initiate the movement from the pecs and get a really good stretch, a really good squeeze, and just hold it for a second, slowly release out. I'm trying not to use any forearm.
All right, so on my rows today, I'm doing a leaning forward variation. So I'm gonna position myself like this, so hips nice and back, really reaching forward to get a nice stretch all through my lats before I start. And then as I'm pulling, I'm really thinking of just scooping my elbows down towards those hips. You'll notice I'm not trying to pull back and past my body. It's really down, squeezing into those lats there. So that way you're going to be able to target, especially through those upper parts, that middle part of the lats, compared to your normal seated row where you're kind of pulling back and getting a little bit more of those upper back muscles involved.
So now we've done the majority of our workout. We've done our heavy stuff. It is Saturday, 5th workout for the week. I'm going to show you how I like to set up 2 of my tricep push downs. One is the stock standard rope tricep push down, and the other one is a pole press down from 45 degrees. So I find them really, really effective for tricep development. Come over here, let me show you. So the biggest thing I find with triceps is that a lot of people move their elbows like this and they don't use the correct ROM. So what I'm looking to do here is actually get over the weight a little bit. I always tend to round over it a little bit. Now what I'm doing is I'm pressing down hard, I'm rotating my knuckles outwards and I'm squeezing as hard as I can. Doesn't matter if you're here or there, I'm looking at the full extension and lockout. This is the part where most people get wrong. They come up and they're not getting a full stretch at the bottom. And it goes for any bicep or tricep exercise where you're not going deep enough, especially in dumbbell tricep extensions. I'm trying to squeeze my forearm into my bicep. The second movement is a tricep push down. And the reason why I like it is because it's a very stable movement. Tucking the elbows in, extending hard. Stretching up. Try not to let the elbows move too far forward.
Fear only breeds losses, that's why we win often. These cowards ain't bosses, make a living in the office. I'm livid, gon' make me lift the lid, dump them in the coffin. Turn back to the old malls, the god of war, marching, stomping the pavement for payment while they hurting for a paycheck. We ain't sitting around complacent, every day we go and take it. While they take their time, we out there for real. We ain't waiting, this the battlefield, the life, we all can't make it.
The other thing that I really like this setup for is actually an ab exercise that most people butcher. The vertical abdominal crunch, which most people do with cables here, they do it like this way. I find it much easier on the 45 degree or 30 to 45 degree bench. Here's how I'm gonna set it up. So we use the ab mat to get a little bit more of a crunch at the bottom. What I'm getting her to do here is just lock her feet under, or if you're a good training partner, just step on the toes a little bit. So her hips are pushed down and I'm getting her to crunch through the abs. Her hands stay near her ears. That's it, that's all the range we're doing there. So she's just contracting, and the way I'm getting her to do it right now is I'm getting her to crunch. Imagine she's got a six pack, even though she does right now, and she's crunching the abdominal muscles together, starting from top to bottom. Much easier way to do it than the vertical pull down because the hips are stable. So I really like this method better, especially if you're learning the movement and you want to incorporate some sort of crunch. It's hard. But remember, crunches, yes, they're one part of it. If you're doing a whole heap of crunches, you have to be doing some stability work, like planks. What else? Power presses. What else? Anything else?
I'm sure there's more.
Side planks, McGill curl-ups with holds, all those things, because this is still shortening the hip flexor, right? So we want to make sure that you are doing a good balance of all ab work. Bird dogs, dead bugs, cable dead bugs, some indirect hip flexor work with a band, and so forth. Give that a try. Let me know how it goes for you. I got two exercises left, couple of bicep curls, and some abs on the Swiss ball. Just gonna hit some hammer curls, 2 sets. If you do 12 and a half, so I gotta go up to 30s. Jesus. Simple cue with this one is I wanna squish my forearm into my bicep. Again, I'm not trying to move my elbows too much. I want it locked in, and I want it locked in slightly in front of my body. So, this ab exercise, extremely hard. I find all ab exercises really, really hard. Most always get butchered. The Swiss ball is no other, and I think it's the hardest. So, what I like to do when I set this up is I like to bring it over here. I like to lock my feet in underneath. And I'm only looking for a small range of motion. So I do extend back. And I initiate and shorten, and I'm shaking now. That's how hard it is. And I'm squeezing my glutes. I'm trying to drive my glutes up in the air, and I'm coming back down. What a lot of people do is they do this, and they're utilizing their hips. I'm trying to keep my hips locked on the ball. One other small detail that I do is I'm trying to keep my eyes looking up at the roof. I don't want to curve around because all of a sudden my abs aren't on anymore. They're off and I'm sitting up. I contract, keep looking up at the roof. Oh. It's one of those movements where it's like lateral raises. With strict form, you can't go too heavy. That was body weight and I was feeling. Why are you so shredded? So annoying. See how there's very little movement from her hips. These are great reps.
Thanks for joining us here today, and if you want to see more content from us, then follow us at the Physique Club.